the fastest growing form of entertainment in the world as we take a glimpse into the life of gaming and its creators. In this ever-evolving landscape, we talk to gaming YouTuber Jarrod Kane.
Hi, I'm Jarrod. I'm a YouTuber, or I've been YouTubing in the past. I've done some podcasts. I've also jumped on Twitch a little bit.
How did gaming become a part of your life?
I've been in a household that's always had like a computer or something like that. My dad was always a real big geek for like computers and everything, even though he was a teacher. But he'd always talk to us about how in university he was one of the first to use all these computers and stuff like that. So it was something that he always made sure that we had in our household. So if you have a computer and you're a little kid, what you're probably going to do is grab some games. Luckily, he wasn't against it, so he was all for games. So I remember playing like Doom, some of the Doom games, Blake Stone, and then some RTSs like Rome Total War and a few other games like that I remember playing.
Jarrod started his YouTube career as a teen in 2012, when video gameplay was just starting to blossom on the platform.
So I was watching a lot of early YouTube and early just web reviewers. So it would have been with that guy with the glasses is probably the earliest one I can remember watching like constantly and becoming a fan of. And from his channel, I watched a lot of other content creators such as Angry Joe and Cinema Snob. So I was watching that guy with the glasses and I thought, oh, this is pretty cool. And I think maybe when I was young, naively, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to be on their channel one day? And back in that day, it was actually kind of achievable to look at a group like that and think, oh, I can reach that, because the numbers they were hitting were like a few thousand, maybe some videos. I think I did what a lot of people did and downloaded fraps and just decided to record myself doing silly things. I was just doing it for fun to begin with, and you can actually see, as I was looking back at my YouTube channel, there were like stages I went through when I was watching different people, and that's where I was getting my influence from. So to begin with, it was that guy with the glasses. I did movie reviews and things like that. And then PewDiePie started getting big, and he was one of the people I was watching. And I can pretty much tell when I started watching him because I started doing Slender Man videos and Amnesia videos, which is pretty blatantly just copying what he did.
PewDiePie is well known now, but when Jarrod started video gameplay on YouTube, it wasn't so big.
With YouTube coming around, it allowed people to broadcast themselves not just to their friends, but to a wide audience, to the world. So anyone who's sitting in the room can record themselves doing some stupid 360 no-scope Twitch killer shot, and they can say, oh, that's awesome, not just show their friends or not just have their friends in the room, but with recording software that you could get pretty cheap, you could actually post it up. And that's the big thing, is that there were always shows about video games and stuff like that in the past, because video games have been popular for a long time now. But the actual ability to show them to the world wasn't around, and the ability to capture it wasn't quite around until the last few years, where now, since it's so accessible that anyone can just go out, you don't even need to buy a capture card anymore. Like, that boundary to entry has gone. In terms of content creation, if you're wanting to get big or something like that, you're going to be wanting to keep your schedule, constant updates to your fans. You're going to be wanting to do a lot of things at once, and it's just the production. The production is going to be the thing. It's going to chew up time, because if you're going to be wanting to do it seriously, and I know there were periods where I was like, I can do this seriously, it's going to take up like every weekend to bring out those videos. And the amount of time and effort actually involved in just making some 10-minute video or something, it's not an hour, it's not 2 hours, it's quite a few hours to actually produce something that's of quality content. And if you don't have people backing you up, or if you don't have people helping you produce that, it's a lot of time and effort invested for, most of the time, a lot of people aren't going to get big. So you may as well look at just entertaining yourself, having fun, and having some fun with friends than trying to aim for being big these days.
It takes a lot of work to be a serious gamer on YouTube, and lots of hours to produce. Gamers tend to get a bad rap. Society labels them a myriad of things like lazy, fat, losers, nerds, geeks, and no lives, but this is far from the truth nowadays.
I love listening to audiobooks, reading books. I'm actually, funny enough, listening to one. I think it's about the complete history of video games at the moment. It's a bit of an older one, but I love walking my dog. I love playing a lot of sports. I've always been very active. So I guess that's one of the things. I've had someone in the past say, I know because we're talking about video games, but someone in the past was like, oh, you do a lot of sports, but you also play video games. That's weird. Didn't think that was weird anymore, but apparently to some people, the slightly older generation, that's still a weird thing to do. So that still exists? Huh, okay. Didn't know that.
Now with extraordinary popularity and influx of gamers on YouTube, it's a hard arena to get recognised in.
At the moment, I would just say that when I'm bringing something out, it's more of just an inside joke for my friends. But at the same time, I kind of have enough knowledge now that I can see a lot of the things I do and I just say that's not really worth it, it was not good enough. Looking back actually at my YouTube history has made me think that, oh, it would actually be fun to do some of these things again.
Games, video games.
Yeah. Do you like to play video games? Yes.
Games, video games. Did you see that? That's my favorite song. Oh, it's my only good video. It's 5 years ago.